No. Hey, here we are back in for another edition of Trey's Chow Down Live. Today on Friday, and it's a guy, I would say it's Good Friday, but it's not. It's Good Friday for me, but every day, because I don't do bad Fridays. I don't do bad weekends ever. But in the house today, I got John Sanford. Hey, John.
How you
Thanks
doing?
for coming in, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Barbecue
it.
on the Brazos. And I just want to say before we start, we got a buddy with us in the house that nobody can see. Right here between John and I, if you look right back behind the table, right there, we got Javier, and he was on my first show on the Fox Studios way, I don't know, 3-4 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's been out of the house this year.
Yeah.
He's ready to get out.
So we brought Javier in for a little appearance because he's normally at festivals and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he goes to festivals, caterings, events, and it's been kind of shut down this year. So
Yeah.
we haven't.
Does Javier have a mask?
No, he's COVID-19 invalid. I don't think he can catch it.
Yeah, I bet they can't.
I don't know.
I bet they can't.
I don't know. I see people laying him upside down on the road. But I don't know if he can catch him or not.
So also, I want to, before I forget about saying the mask, if you want to support local, you got to wear a mask. I know some of us don't want to do it. Heck, I don't want to do it. But sometimes we have to do the things we need to do the things we want to do. And to support local and to get out there in restaurants and small businesses and whatever you're doing, you got to just mask up. Mask up when you go in. You can take it off as soon as you come out. I've made it kind of fun. I've got Janet all these kind of masks for me. I got little faces and teeth and all kinds of stuff on
I've
mine.
seen them.
Yeah.
They're cute.
You know, yeah, you got to be different. You got to make it fun. Yeah, that's
Make a
right.
bad situation good, I guess.
That's right. So, John, what got you in the barbecue business?
Being hungry and eating bad food.
Being hungry and eating bad food. Well, I want to start off by saying that it's got to be more than that, because when you're a top 50, how many times have you been in the top 50 list on Texas Monthly?
We should have been on it twice. We missed the first go around by 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks, yeah.
So the next issue that came out was the new and improved top 25. We made it, then we made the top 50. And the new top 50 list comes out next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be in it.
Yeah, I didn't. I have delayed my barbecue list this year because everybody's hours have been funny, and some people were closed, and some people didn't work on these days. I mean, I just said I don't want to put out a list if everybody that reads the list can't go visit the places, because that list was seen by over 1 million people last year, and I don't. If you put out a list for something, and people go and it's closed or they can't get to it, it makmakes them mad. So
yeah, they need to. On those lists, like when they came out with the Texas Monthly Top 50, they made a little road trip sticker game out of it. But before anybody goes to any barbecue places, because every one of us are different, they need to call and check on the hours and the days of operations, when they're going to be there. And, like us, around 2 o'clock, there's 50-50 chance you're not going to get the food.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, we cook X and sell Y, and if you're not there, we see you later.
And I still to this day, people will say, man, they'll ask me, why do these guys not have food? Well, here's the deal. Do you want fresh food, or you want food held over in a holding bin? You don't want that.
No.
So they cook enough for their day and what they think they try to project off last year's or last week's sales, however you do it. To a par list, and if they don't get that done, and you don't get there early enough, then you don't get the barbecue. But if you get it, it's fresh.
Oh yeah. We get up. I get up early in the morning and get to cooking. Come in probably there between 3:30 and 4. Pull my brisket and pork butts off, and get my turkeys and ribs and sausages seasoned up, and get it all on. And we cook. I'm not going to hold it over.
Yeah.
And occasionally We'll hold some over, but that'll be for the breakfast tacos the next morning.
Sure.
But that's one way you can release some of your product. But
especially now with all this stuff going on, it's good.
With the way the food prices spiked, and they're kind of getting back to normal. Plus the availability of getting your hands on it. I remember my first food order after everybody shut down. It was on a Monday. I was like, well, I need this, this, and this, and this, and this, and I said, okay. I said, well, what time's truck going to be here tomorrow? Oh, you're ordering for next Monday. I was like, that's not going to work. So it took them a while, because a lot of the big food, Cisco, U.S. Foods, Benny Keith, all the grocery stores were bare.
Yeah.
and so all the restaurants were shut down. So all the food suppliers were helping the grocery stores restock their stuff.
Yeah.
So when they came up to pars again, then the restaurants started opening it up. Then they had to kind of switch back.
Yeah.
You know,
it's been a mess.
It's been a madhouse.
And people, I still see people get angry. I see these comments and stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand how you have to be right now. You've got to be patient. You have to be understanding, be patient. You got the staff, the service people are an issue because people can't get enough staff. Getting products is an issue. Times a day is an issue because people have got such different times now. They're open and closed. Everybody's got different hours on every day of the week. It seems like a Friday and Saturday different hours, Sundays different hours, Mondays. Some people even close now 2 or 3 days a week because of this deal.
We're closed on Sundays and Mondays. Of course, we're back in Cresson now.
Yeah.
So unless they have a big race or a big event up at the racetrack, we close on Sundays and Mondays.
So what was your first barbecue joint? Did you have a trailer or did you have what was your
My
first?
first barbecue joint I worked at was Rancher Bill's on Highway 80 and 180 in Fort Worth.
Rancher Bill's.
Rancher Bill's, man.
Did they have a windmill? I'm trying to think where.
No, I think they did. I don't remember.
Yeah, boy.
But it was just an old car hop
Yeah.
place right there. Had a lot of Lockheed business. And then in 96, I opened up Sanford's Fort Worth Barbecue over on Main Street. It was the last restaurant on Main Street in Fort Worth.
Uh-huh.
Right next, it was connected to a gas station.
Yeah.
You know, and stayed there for several years and then went on to my chef journey, and I cooked at fine dining, and I did Antique Mall. I had a tea room at the Antique Mall.
Oh, that place had a lot of traffic at one time, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And that's where I first met Malcolm Mayhew. I was cooking barbecue on Saturdays up there because all the ladies were bringing their husbands up there, dragging them around.
Yeah, looking at antiques.
They didn't want tuna salad or chicken salad or quiche, you know, and I felt sorry for them. So I said, well, I'm going to cook them some barbecue.
Yeah, some man food.
Yeah, and give them a beer. At least, at least let them feel normal.
Yes, while they're looking at antiques.
Exactly.
So do you remember the first brisket you cooked?
Yes.
What was that at your house? Or was it?
It was at my house, and it was absolutely terrible. I wouldn't even feed it to my dog. No, it was horrible. It had great flavor. I just didn't cook it long enough.
Yeah.
But when I got to Sanford's, we were using a stick burner, and a gentleman came by with a Southern Pride.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, let me check this out. So I cooked on a Southern Pride for a while. We cook on old hickories now. They're easier to work on and seem to do a lot better.
Yeah.
But I don't care if you cook it on a hibachi. If it turns out a good product, more power to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Everybody's got different cooking devices they use and cooking methods.
Oh yeah.
As long as it comes out the way tastes good, then
that's all that matters.
You just have to be able to emulate that time and time again.
You have to do it. You know, it's just consistency.
Yeah.
And you can't have 10 people on your pit.
Yeah.
You know, there's me and my oldest son. We're the only ones that cook on that pit.
Yeah.
You know, and
John Jr.
JR.
Yeah.
JR. Yep, JR. He's up at the restaurant now.
There's nothing about him looking junior, but I just call him John Jr.
Yes. Yeah. He's a healthy boy. He don't miss many meals, but he really doesn't eat that. He doesn't eat that much in front of me.
Yeah.
You know, but he's always been a big boy. But darn good cook.
Yeah.
Darn good. I guess he's gonna hear me say that now.
Well,
Dang it. But
well, I will tell you. You said a while ago that your first place was in a gas station, and for me, I think if you're starting out in the barbecue business and you want to be known, there's no better method or no better way to do it than a gas station's got a lot of traffic because it's free advertising.
Oh yeah, they're just pulling up there and getting fuel or beer or Coke or peanuts or whatever, and they'd smell the smoke and see you next door, and
bam, they're hooked.
Yeah. If you got a good product, you can. It's kind of a new way of fishing.
The two best things now, the advertising and promotions, is word of mouth and social media, and that covers both of them right there.
Our advertising budget is zero.
Yeah,
we don't. I had a gentleman call me a few months ago, and he was going to improve my business and help me build it up and everything. I said, can you do it on my advertising budget? He goes, yeah. Tell me what it is. I said, zero. He said, well, you're not going to be in this business long. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be in this business longer than what you're going to be in yours. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty good, hasn't it?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Very happy.
So let's talk about your trials and tribulations about places you were looking at. We're gonna have some ribs to show here in a minute. We got Chris is gonna get us some ribs and get them plated. But I met you in the gas station in Cresson a long time ago.
It was 2013. I was talking to Catherine about this last night. You pulled up in your truck with about 50 round bales of hay.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for your trailer.
Yeah.
You were overweight. Man,
Yeah, I
no
was.
doubt.
Yeah, I was overweight. Yeah.
And you came busting in the door. Is this barbecue here any good? And I think I looked at you and said, no, it sucks. I wouldn't eat it. You said, well, give me some.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started.
Yeah, that was almost a decade ago, man. That was
Hey, don't say that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You know what you said about my trailer bin? You were so right, because I always, when I was running the ranch, when I was running the road with ranches, and I had to feed out cattle, man, if whatever I put on there, I piled about 10 more on.
Yeah, you did.
That's why I went to a 5500, because that way I can stop it, because it's hard to stop even a 3500 when you got 20 round bells on a trailer. I mean, it's oh boy, you can't stop that son of a gun.
Yeah, you come full in. Oh, there's Trey.
I can't bebop in there. I remember.
God Almighty.
Then I started coming back, and that's where it started.
Yeah.
So you started in Cresson, and then you were there for about, how long were you there?
5.5 years.
I was going to say 5 years. I was close.
Yeah.
You were there 5 years in front of the racetrack, and then I guess there was a dispute or something, or what with the landlord. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, there was a little dispute over the lease,
and then you moved and you went up to the racetrack.
I went up to the old wakeboard park
Right.
on the racetrack. We
Right.
were working out of a trailer then.
Right.
And we stayed up there until, good Lord, I guess July.
Yeah.
Through the winter months and fall months.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't
kind of
fun.
like off the grid cooking.
Yeah, yeah.
It was tough, but
You made it work, though.
yeah, it worked, and the crew held together, and I just got a hell of a crew. And Catherine, Beth, JR, Choo Choo, Maria, and Veronica. I cut her finger yesterday. She's not too happy with me. But yeah, if it wouldn't have been for my crew, I probably wouldn't be here. Probably be cooking at some retirement home.
But you know what? That building, where you moved to right by the wakeboard park, that's what I call a little barbecue joint. That was what you call a barbecue shanty. It was cozy, but you're eating out of a trailer, and it had the atmosphere to me was a good old Texas hill country barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was nice having that tank right behind us too, because you go fishing every morning.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're a big fisherman.
Oh, I love to fish. Love to fish.
So you left there and you went to Fort Worth. That turned out to be a disaster, right?
Well, when we first opened up, we were going like gangbusters. Yeah. And then, of course, January is always kind of slow, and February it started picking up. And on March the 3rd, I got taken to the ER with a bad infection, and when I finally came back around out of the hospital, and all this stuff was hitting.
Yeah, COVID.
And I asked Catherine, I was like, what is going on? She goes, well, you know that virus you were reading about last month in China? I was like, yeah. She goes, well, let's hear. Did it swim? How did,
Yeah.
And she goes, we need to talk about something like this. She goes, well, I need to talk to you about something else. And anytime a woman tells you that, it's never good. It's just not going to be good.
Yeah.
And so she came in there and I said, well, if you're here taking care of me, is JR and the girls at the restaurant? She said, no. I said, well, where are they at? She said, they're at home. The restaurant's closed. I was like, what's going on? She was drinking coffee. I was like, okay. And so she came and told me that the whole world is shut down.
Yeah.
It was kind of
freaky, wasn't it?
It was real freaky.
I was out there, was not anybody on the streets. It was weird. That first month was just weird. I mean, it was something I've never seen in my life. I thought that was just weird.
We went to Arlington to pick up our barbecue sauce. And usually, they got the college over there, and it's a real compact city, and they're just packed in there.
Right.
And it looked like there was nothing. I mean, nothing. There was nobody anywhere. There wasn't any cars out, wasn't any people out. It was real sad, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good scene.
The vid just hit everybody. It just I don't know. But things are kind of coming around now. I think we've turned the corner.
Well, we'll see.
People are working with it, and
well,
And
they're trying. You kind of either have to accept it because you can't fight it anymore.
Right.
It's something something you can't see, you can't fight. So we'll see how everybody else is going to handle it. But everybody I know that's in the restaurant business, they've either accepted it and
or closed it.
Or closed it.
Yeah, and that's not an option, really. You don't want to close it. You don't have a business.
Well, you don't want to because you didn't start the business to work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And if you're in the restaurant business, it's 24/7.
Right.
And but it's a lot of places have gone out that I did not expect to fold and go. There's a lot of guys that are still beating the dog. I guess we're one of them.
And and the thing about this thing, places like yours, like barbecue places, a lot of those have survived. What I've realized, the number of barbecue restaurants that have survived. Now, the Texas barbecue restaurants,
yes,
that have survived is a greater number than regular restaurants because people had barbecue were already ready for it to go. And catering and stuff like that, so they were able to adapt really quickly. And a lot of them also had room for pull-up cars and stuff, and so it was easier.
The two biggest things now is I've always loved drive-throughs. It's like having an outside restaurant, but you don't have to clean up after anybody.
Right.
And patios.
Yeah.
We got a little upstairs patio up there where you can sit up there and watch the race cars.
Yeah.
Of course, it's been 150 degrees outside, but drive-through is a big saver, and
drive-through is a big saver for you.
Yep.
Because that was a chicken restaurant before you had it, wasn't it?
Oh, God, it's been everything.
Nobody could ever make it.
Chicken, pizza, catfish.
Let's talk about that. No one has made it there but you, and now you're back for a second go around.
Yes, I'm happy to be back.
So you were in Fort Worth. I got you sidetracked. You were in Fort Worth. And then, after that closed, you went back if you couldn't make it work. So then you went back down. Your place, they called you and wanted you back in there, right?
Yeah, we started working on this back in September last year. And Catherine was in the conversation, but she didn't actually know what I was up to.
Yeah.
And which is real unusual. And so it was kind of a surprise to her, but we're glad to be back.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.
Well, your customer base is down there. And not only that, you're easier to get in and out of down there, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And people they can get fuel, they can get snacks, they can get your barbecue, whatever they want.
You can go up and watch the races, or go rent a Lambo and go cruising in the Lambo for a couple bucks. I
forgot about that. Remember you took me on that tour that time out there. You showed me that was cool. You can go out to where they are, and you can rent What else do you have? Lamborghinis.
He's got Vipers. He's got a new green Mercedes, one of those gull wing ones.
Yeah, gull wings.
I don't know what they're. It's a beautiful car. Twin turbo Porsche. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, any kind of high-class sports car you want to drive.
Now, y'all were doing a little package at one time. Are you still doing that?
I need to talk to Jack about it. But, it was called the Lambo Combo.
You got
a sandwich and like 4 laps, any car you want to, for like $2.25, which is a dang good price.
Some great Texas award-winning barbecue and a Lambo. Hey, you can't beat that, can you?
That's with Drive Exotic.
Yeah, Drive Exotic.
Yeah, Drive Exotic.
Now, I remember you telling me one time some guy wrecked one of those cars out there.
Yeah, he was a race car driver. He didn't need the insurance, and he put it down in the creek on the bottom track. They opened the door. It was a convertible, beautiful Ferrari. And they opened the doors, and the creek actually went through the car.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was like $40,000.
To fix it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing's cheap on those cars.
Well, if you just say Ferrari, they charge you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's, they charge you bad. Yeah, then we came back to Cresson, and I was really sad about the restaurant in Fort Worth, but that was totally out of our control. Yeah, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. It just put it under that, happens.
Man upstairs, just something happened.
Yep.
For better, for worse, things happen. You know how that works.
Yep.
So, John, everything on your menu, can we go through your menu real quick?
Sure.
People who don't know. So, run through your menu real quick. Tell us what you...
Brisket, ribs, sausage, jalapeno and regular, turkey, pulled pork, and bologna.
And you got now I featured your ribs, and I've also featured my other thing, your favorite thing that you have.
Turkey sandwich, the gobble.
The gobble.
It's notorious.
I featured that on one of my Fox TV specials, and it is delicious.
It's jalapeno cheese sourdough bread,
right?
Which is our specialty bun. chipotle mayonnaise, onion crisp, melted mozzarella cheese on our smoked turkey.
Yeah.
And I have never seen so many grown men order a turkey sandwich as they do at my restaurant.
Yeah. But the way it comes, it's so the mozzarella is melted on there.
Oh yeah,
caked on there. It's not like a little old thin layer. It's caked on there.
Yeah, It when we first did it, we didn't have the onion crisp in it. It was had great flavor, but it was just kind of mushy.
Yeah,
you know. And somebody had a jar of those, and we threw them on there, and was like, "Hey, this is the game changer.
That's
here.
it.
This is it. That's all we need."
Isn't that crazy how one item or one ingredient can change a whole flavor profile? It's just amazing.
It was like, and somebody asked me, "Oh, how'd you come up with that quail drop chili?" And I said, "Well, I had a bowl of chili, and I had a bacon wrapped quail breast." And it was early in the morning. I dropped it in my chili. I said, took a bite of it, and it was pretty dang good. So quail drop chili sounded like a good thing to me.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
It just comes, things just pop out.
Sometimes creativity comes from the craziest places, right? Isn't that
true.
Crazy?
That is true.
So your turkey sandwich, though, your bun is awesome on that sandwich. Now, there's nobody around here that has a bun like that. You have that bun made, and it's an awesome bun.
They Catherine found those down in Houston back in like 06.
Yeah.
And back then, they kept them frozen because there was no preservatives in them.
Yeah.
You left them out overnight, they were done.
Yeah.
It looked like a science project the next morning.
Yeah.
And we were getting them out of Houston for a long time, and then finally found a source up here that could get them up here too, so we didn't have to make trips to Houston to get bread. And then she kind of went, she got really big real quick. And I believe she sold the company and retired.
Wow.
But the bread's still being made.
Yeah.
And she's got a hot dog bun, knock your socks off.
A bread to me, I how I eat a lot of sandwiches, a lot of burgers, and a lot of hot dogs. And of course, there's not much I don't eat, but those groups and barbecue, I eat a lot of.
Yeah.
I didn't get to weigh 305 pounds by sitting at home eating Rice Krispies.
I know, that's right.
But the bun is so important on a sandwich or a hamburger or a hot dog. It makes, you can have the best piece of meat in the world, but if you got a crappy bun, it's just not going to taste right.
Well, I think with a hamburger, I think the most important thing about a hamburger is you have to have a toasted bun.
Right.
And it's got to be toasted with butter.
Right.
Because the margarine and all that other stuff just doesn't quite taste
it doesn't.
As good as butter.
No.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't put that fine, crisp layer on there either.
No, we just got a little crunch in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have it like Carnation's hamburger down on 7th Street back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you find that jalapeno bun? I mean, did you run into it or?
She ran into it down in Houston. Like I said, back in 06, and we were building the restaurant down on the square in Granbury. It was a Cajun barbecue themed restaurant, and that's where I met her at. And then we found an outlet for it up here. Somebody could get it where we didn't have to mess with it.
Yeah.
And but it's good just by itself. Just by itself.
So your ribs are award winning, and of course,
yes,
I love the ribs. I love those bad boys.
I brought you some ribs.
Yeah, will you have Chris bring those ribs in, please, so we can show them out?
I didn't think you guys had breakfast yet.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk about, because these are all your rubs. Now, this is a rub you put on the ribs, correct?
All around rub. I use it on my ribs and my turkey.
This is the all-around rib. You see, that's Javier on there, right?
That's Javier's brother.
That's Javier's
Sanford.
brother.
That's the old man.
Okay. This is what he puts on the ribs, and it is delicious. Here. You sit here, sit right there.
Yeah, just get right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me set this back.
I want to take this off here, because I want to take this off real quick. John, you better
sealed for safety.
You better do that real quick. Sealed for safety, yeah. Right. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. I tell you what, that stuff just delicious.
I've got my steak seasoning.
Yeah, steak seasoning.
I'm fixing to rework it. And then we made one strictly for vegetables. We use it on our French fries.
Right.
Do hand cut fries now. Use it for that, and it's great just on broccoli and cauliflower, and it's good on everything.
So it's just for vegetables. Yeah, it's good on everything, but yeah.
Yep.
And then you got your sauce.
I got my sauce, and I'm working on a hot barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's real popular now.
Yep.
You know what else is popular? Hot ketchup too. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. And then we got our brisket rub up here, and I think it's the simplest. I think it's the simplest rub I got, and people usually don't believe when I tell them what's in it, so I just don't tell them.
You don't tell them. They tell you like you're trying to be sneaky, like I'm going to tell them about a secret ingredient or something.
Yeah, when you tell them what's actually in it, they go, "No, that's not what it is. That ain't it. That ain't it." I said, "Well, see, I've been doing it for years."
Truth in advertising. I'm trying to be honest with you.
Yeah, really.
So they can get all these at your place in Cresson.
They get them all in the at the restaurant Cresson. They can go online to BBQ on the Brazos, and we have a website set up for our rubs and stuff. We ship it. We ship it pretty much everywhere.
That's awesome. Yeah, because our shows now is watched all over the country, so it's
I love it.
Yeah, and if you I'm telling you, if you want some new ribs to try and you're cooking barbecue or whatever you're cooking at home, vegetables, you ought to just order these. They're not going to be expensive, and it's something that just adds flavor to everything.
It just changes a little bit. It kind of enhances the flavor that's already there. It just kind of brings it out a little more. You don't want to taste all rub. Right. Like on ribs, you don't want to. You don't want to put a half-inch of rub on them. And I want to taste the meat. I want to taste what that pig tastes like.
Let's taste what that pig. So it's porkalicious.
Exactly.
That's my new hashtag. One of my new hashtags. Porkalicious. Yeah.
I like that.
I got porkalicious, barkalicious for bark.
That works.
Man, you got in this day and age, you got to be creative and have stuff that works. And since I'm food 24/7, 365, it's
you sound like me and you don't even own a restaurant.
I know, yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What is, in your opinion, the secret to a perfect brisket? When you say rub, because traveling around these places, I do taste some, and it's like I took a mouth of salt or something.
Yeah, they a lot of people have been watching YouTube too much.
Yeah.
And down in Central Texas, they're big on that 50-50.
Yeah.
And I don't like licking a salt block.
Yeah.
And that's
what my cows do. They lick salt blocks.
Right. But they have to.
Yeah, that's right.
When you're paying for it, you shouldn't have to.
Right, exactly.
But we toned ours down a little bit. We toned our salt down a little bit. I'm a big salt guy.
Yeah, I'm too.
I've got high blood pressure, and I'm not supposed to be eating it. And of course, there's a lot of things I'm not supposed to be doing, but that's one of them high on my list. But it works out real good. And of course, people use different things, and different strokes for different folks. But they, as long as they got a good product, that's
Yeah.
Now some places just aren't good. There's still. And I talked with Daniel Vaughn about this. There's still a lot more bad barbecue out there than there is good barbecue.
Most definitely.
And I try to shoo everybody away that wants to. I'm going to open a restaurant. No, you really don't. I've been doing it for 25 years, and it's not what it seems.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody thinks they're going to get rich.
But they thought wrong.
I know, but you know how about the restaurant business is. It's not. For some reason, it's glorified. Now, when you have all these mega stars and movie stars and athletes that own restaurants and bars.
And all the celebrity chefs.
And they don't fucking understand that. I should say, whoops.
I thought I was watching Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get in trouble with that one. Anyway, they don't understand that a lot of those restaurants people are shoving money into. They're not making money.
Oh, no.
They're just shoving money into it because they want to do it and because they want their name on the wall, and maybe they got a TV show with it. But it's hard to get people to understand that, and they see they perceive something different than what it is.
Well, you get 33% of what you bring in to pay.
Right.
Your leases, your utilities, yada 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 yada. Now, what's left over, you get to put in your pocket.
Yeah. Which isn't very much.
Let me know how that works for you.
Yeah. It's not very much lately, is it?
No. And like I said, and the restaurant, all the restaurants that are still open seem to be doing pretty good. They've kind of adapted and overcame. They've kind of gone over the hill.
Yeah.
Gotten over the crest.
Yeah.
But, you open a restaurant up, and I've always been a firm believer of this, that the restaurant should take care of itself.
It should, yeah.
Now, if you want to make some money, that's when you start catering and doing large events and festivals and stuff like that. That's where you make your money at.
Right.
Well, this year,
Nothing.
That column is zero.
The restaurant's not making any money, and there's no festivals to go to.
No.
So you're just like pawing and scratching.
Events and no caterings. Nobody's getting married. Nobody's graduating. Nobody's getting divorced. There's no funerals that you can attend.
Yeah.
And, everything's just all the entertainment aspects of what we took for granted on a daily basis, like running out the ballpark and watching the Rangers play, or going to the basketball game, or going to your kid's high school game. That's all gone.
Terrible.
Bye-bye.
Here's my whole deal with this thing. Just be safe. I have been traveling since this thing started. I've been in Florida twice. I've been in New Orleans twice. I've been traveling. I go travel all over the Metroplex, been to Oklahoma. And I just say,
tell people you've been to Oklahoma.
Well, I got to, man. That's food. Anyway, okay. but I just stay. I stay safe. I stay safe.
Well, you have to. Huh? And I think a lot of the mask wearing is not for my safety, more like than your safety.
Yeah, right.
Right. And I'm not a big advocate of the mask thing. But we haven't had any reported cases in Cresson, so we're pretty good about that.
In a lot of the rural counties, they don't have any at all, and they haven't had any. I mean, if you check, like, there's some that may have had one or two, but again, it's big clumps of people. So
right, and if it makes you feel comfortable wearing one,
sure,
that's fine. If you have an elderly parent or your spouse has got diabetes or heart problems or something, I fully understand it, and I understand trying to cut down the spread on it, but I've got high blood pressure and some other issues, and it's just not healthy for me to wear a mask. When I was growing up, when you went to the doctor and somebody had a mask on, it was because they were sick. So I guess that's changed.
It's changed, and I wear one now because I want to support everybody. I don't want to have any trouble, and I think that these local restaurants, business are struggling so much that I need to do it because I want to support local.
Right.
And I've actually been going out way more than I used to. Not one because I want to support local, but two because I want to see what's up. I mean, right now things are not changing by the month or by the quarter, by the hour.
Yeah.
And we'll hit anywhere between 12 and 15 places in 2 or 3 days, just bam, 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 bam. And sometimes I buy the food, take a couple of bites. I can't eat it all because I go to the next place. I want to support them. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what their hours are, what's in the menu rotation. And so if you want to support, you just got to wear it when you go in. It's no big deal.
That's pretty much it. People come in with their mask on and they'll ask, do we need to wear this? But in the barbecue business, we've always used gloves, always tried to be as clean and as safe as possible,
right.
So like you said, barbecue places they were kind of prepared for this, and I think the only place that was actually didn't have to change anything is Sonic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
They didn't have to change anything.
Yeah.
They had no indoor dining.
Yeah.
You sat in your car.
Yeah. I like Sonic. I always have. I sometimes get to go get their double chili dog deal.
Yeah, I saw somebody eat one the other day. I almost had to go get one.
Yeah, they're simple, but
they're good. They're pretty tasty.
Yeah,
my brother loves them. He loves them.
I put that thing on my Facebook. I think you shared it because I was in somewhere. I think where was I? I was traveling, and I went to get something. I don't remember what it was. I'm not gonna say the name, but it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
But it was very simple. And I put that thing on my Facebook, and I think you liked it, and you shared it too. I said sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to cook.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think I misspelled. I think my word check screwed up on there or something. It always gets me. Then I reread it after it's posted. I'm like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't spell that like that.
Spell check. But let's talk about barbecue because that's another thing. People will go when I ask people, man, we talk about barbecue's a big subject now. Barbecue and hamburgers. But when people talk about it and they, Jeff's barbecue, I had some delicious barbecue, and they tell me, and of course, I don't believe in negativity, so I don't do anything negative. That's just the way I am. I don't believe in it because there's so many people that are struggling to make it. But
that was that way before this virus. It's just a tough business.
It's just tough business. Yeah. I don't. What some people think is good, but it still blows my mind. I guess is what I'm saying about barbecue.
Well, not everybody has a culinary taste buds that you have acquired over the years. Let me put that a nice way. That's the only way I know how to put that. And I don't want to get beeped. But just because Just because you like it, don't mean I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So it makes the world go round. Yesterday I was at I had to stop. I stopped in Terry Black's over in Dallas. I ran over there. I was coming through, and I got he put a couple of threw a couple of ribs and a couple of burn ends on my thing for me. I got in the car. I opened up. Man, I took a bite of them ribs and that burn end. Man, it was hot and fresh, and it was just delicious.
Terry does good work.
Man.
We were in Austin last December. We were going down to where we were setting up at, and we had to go by his place. And he had a traffic jam. He had the whole right turn lane. He had like 50 cars, and then they were circling in his parking lot like Indian.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
like Indians circling the wagon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, and it's like all day long.
Yeah.
It's not like you do it from like 11 to 1 and then take a break. It's pretty much all day and all night long. And he's doing it right. Of course, the Black family's been doing it for 15 million years.
It's just so funny. It was just unexpected because I hadn't had anything to eat all day. I was started at 4 a.m. and I took that rib, put it in my mouth. I was actually driving down I-30, and I just went, God, this is just stupid good.
This is
it's just
really
stupid.
good.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
And my dog was in the back. I looked up, and she's staring at me over between the two seats. Just waiting for me to drop something.
Yeah, my dogs don't even smell me when I come home. They'd rather have an ice cube. They're not big people food.
She eats those ribs. She eats the bones. My German Shepherd will snap them and then.
I know I've got one.
Yeah, that's right. You got several, don't you?
Yeah, I've got several that snap bones. But
so what is the key? What is the key to, in your opinion, to the best brisket? Besides, obviously quality stock meat. Or could somebody, if somebody's not in the restaurant business, they're not from here, and they want to get a good brisket, what would be your secrets to telling them, to cook a good brisket?
Well, you always want to start off with as good a piece of protein as you can possibly get your hands on. There's select, choice, upper choice, and prime.
Right.
Then you start getting into your Wagyus and all your other crazy ones, But just for the general public, you go to any of your major grocery stores and usually get at least a choice. And if you get a prime, grab a prime.
Yeah.
That's the difference between eating a select steak or a prime steak. And the easiest way to understand that is to go to just a regular meat counter and pick up a select steak. Then go up to where the butcher's at and the meat cabinet is and look at the difference in the marbling in each steak. And you can you can see the difference.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know, if you can't tell what the difference is,
look at the marbling.
Go somewhere that they cook steaks. Don't cook it at home.
Yeah.
And because if you're not used to cooking steaks or cooking brisket or cooking ribs or pretty much whatever you decide you want to cook, it's not going to taste good.
Yeah.
About the 5th, 8th time you do it, I know people that screw up cooking spaghetti.
Yeah.
And that's just boiling water and noodles.
Yeah. Simplest things are some of the hardest to cook.
That it is.
Yeah, bingo.
That it is. But it just little things like that.
Yeah.
And whatever seasoning that you like.
That would be barbecue on the Brazos rub.
Barbecue on the Brazos rub.
Brisket rub.
The brisket, you can take this brisket rub and add a little garlic powder to it, and it's a really good steak rub.
Oh wow!
I mean, you don't have to have a per se steak rub,
Yeah, sometimes they do label spices and rubs and stuff, and that I don't. I just go by the way it tastes. Because you can, it doesn't have to be on like I say, it's a steak rub or a chicken rub or whatever. You just taste it. If it's good on what you're trying to put it on, and you eat it.
That's it. Yeah. It's kind of like wine.
Yeah.
If you like it, drink it.
Yeah.
If you like it, cook with it.
Yeah. I would say whiskey, but I really had never met a bad whiskey.
I've never met one. I don't cook with that much whiskey. I drink a little bit of it while I'm cooking, but I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I've never cooked with it.
That's funny. So how long does it take to normally cook a brisket?
We got ours down to about 12 and a half, 13 hours. And that's anywhere from a 15 to 18 pounder. That's generally the size we try to cook.
So, some people are trying to figure out how to speed the process up, and you really can't do that. The flavor won't be the same.
Well, I've never been one for that speed brisket. Now, when I first started cooking, I'd get a hot fire going and put it on there and it'd burn it.
Yeah.
Myron Mixon's a magician at doing it.
Yeah.
But I've just never, low and slow.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not from Georgia. I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
We do it low and slow.
Low and slow.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you can use that term for a lot of stuff that works good.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Low and slow.
Low and slow, man.
That's right.
Low and slow.
Slow. So let's talk about ribs. So what do you think? Ribs, what are ribs? 2-3 hours to cook?
About 4.
4?
Yeah. 4.5.
And your pork, is there a certain brand of pork you use, or do you just
As far as the ribs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a seaboard rib, 3.25 and down. Yeah, they make them smaller, make them baby backs, and make them full size. We use a St. Louis cut.
Yeah.
It cooks more evenly.
Yeah.
And I like the way they look.
Well, your ribs are very consistent because I've eaten them probably 50 times, and they taste exactly the same every single time.
That's what you have to have.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you can't have 10 different people mulling around the pit, flipping things and changing things.
Yeah.
And we pretty much got it to where, you know, we trim everything up, season everything up, put it on the pit, shut the door, and we don't open the door again.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, because the more times you open, the more heat you lose.
Yeah, and then it's got to reheat again, and it changes your cooking stuff. We just shut the door, go home, go to bed, which we have the luxury of doing because I'm old and I ain't staying up with the pits no more all night long. I agree with that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so our machines take care of our stuff. They do a great job. I don't have to give them a check.
Yeah.
I don't have to feed them.
Yeah.
You know, they just sit out there and do their job. Yeah. And they don't care if it's 100 degrees or if it's 20 degrees outside. Yeah. They do the same job.
Yeah.
You can get up the next morning, open the door. It's like magic.
Yeah.
You know, put them in the magic box.
Yeah.
And they're done. But
well, it's not really magic because it's hard. It's hard. It sounds simple, but it's a hard skill to master.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I did some modifications on my old hickory.
Yeah.
You know, and the instruction book says like use 2 logs. You know, well, I burned the instruction book.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't no sense of reading it, because they were wrong.
Yeah, they were wrong.
And,
yeah.
So we've changed some things, and it's actually a. Let me see if I can get all my words right here. It is a smoking rotisserie convection oven. It's a proper terminology.
Yeah.
I call it just a badass smoker.
Yeah, yeah.
But that lets me sleep.
Yeah.
And but it does. You know, you change a few things to it, and it'll. It's. I'll put it right there with anybody else's. You know, if they want to stay up all night, you know, if you're 25 years old, you want to stay up all night drinking beer and playing with a stick burner, you know, that's more power to you.
Yeah.
You know, because you're gonna feel like crap the next day.
Yeah.
So
then you got to serve it. You're up all night, then you got to serve it.
Yeah, then you got to cut it, serve it. You got to clean up. Then you got to do it all over again.
Yeah.
But the weirdest thing is, you just tell somebody like this piece of onion right here.
Yeah.
All you got to do is come in and put that piece of onion right there, just like that, every day. Well, you come in and onions over there, onions over there. Man, I told you. Let's take that onion, put it right there.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
They just can't. Some people just can't quite wrap their head around that.
Yeah.
You know, but it has to be consistent. And the only time it would change or will change is if we change our proteins, because this is what we've come accustomed to.
Right.
This fits our flavors and our smoking system.
Right.
And it works for us.
Yeah.
You know, it may not work for everybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do spare ribs. A lot of people do choice briskets. You know, a lot of people, you know, they do shoulder clod. You know, it just all depends on what works for you.
Yeah.
You know, is what makes, and you have to do it the same
every time.
Every
Single.
day.
Yeah.
Every day. If it says for a half cup, don't put in a full cup.
Yeah.
You know, read the recipe, read it again.
Yeah.
Because somewhere down there on 5 and 6, it's going to refer back to 2.
Yeah.
And that's where it boogers you up at. You know, like, well, refer back to 2 when you did this and repeat it.
Well, you know, you talked about having a bunch of different people mess with the pit. You know, when we had our restaurants and we had different concepts, and I tell a story, I probably told a story 1,000 times, but I like telling it because it reminds me, I'll never forget it. We tried to implement several new things. Like we tried to implement like fresh baked cookies one time. Then we had some fresh cornbread and fresh rolls and fresh biscuits. And invariably, when you send that out to different restaurants, every cook thinks they know better than what the recipe says.
Yes.
And they want to add they want to add something to or take away something, and you go in the restaurant and it doesn't taste like it's supposed to taste because they thought it tasted better.
If they did it this way.
If they did it that way, they didn't follow the recipe.
Because they wrote the book.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine like that.
Yeah, so, having the same person do it all the time the same way, it's why it's what creates consistency.
Yes. But you can take somebody and spend 24 hours, 7 days a week for them for 6 months and ask them to put that onion right there on the corner of the tray. It's going to be in the floor when you walk in the next morning.
Yeah.
So, until somebody just accepts the fact that, hey, this works.
Yeah.
So we're not going to try to fix it.
Yeah.
We're not trying to build a watch or be like Tesla and send somebody to Mars. We're just cooking some food.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for a long time, and this is my simplest plan I have. Now, if you come up with something better, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But don't change anything until we talk about it. Yeah.
So, John? What do you think has been your biggest challenge? If I had to ask you, John, what is your biggest challenge in the restaurant business? What has been your biggest challenge of all time? Like with every restaurant, no matter where you are, what's your biggest challenge?
Getting good help.
Yeah. I guess that would be.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a little content with the way their world's revolving around.
Right.
And for some reason, a lot of people think this is some kind of retirement thing or something.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
They're going to have to, everybody's living the dream until the nightmare shows up.
That's right.
And it happens.
It's kind of like everybody wants to be a cowboy until it's time to do cowboy stuff, and then you know what I'm saying?
Until it's time to mount up.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a whole different scenario.
Deal. Yeah.
But finding good help, and you got to think. Today's already gone. There's nothing I can do about what's coming out of my products that's already coming out. All that stuff. I got to order my stuff for tomorrow and doing tomorrow. And one thing that's nice about it, and I know a lot of the other pit masters like it though, is that when we get up in the morning, nobody else is awake. Like the donut guys there, or like you're up.
Yeah.
But nobody else is up, and that's the only time that we really have a couple hours of quiet time.
Yep.
To get all that stuff straightened out.
Yep. When I was a boy, a little bitty boy, we had meat companies, we had restaurants, we had our trucking deal, and my dad, I'll never forget this. My dad told me, I said, Dad, why are you leaving so early? He would leave like at sometimes 4:35 in the morning. Why are you leaving? He said, because son, I can get more. This is back when we use phones, office phones. I can get more done between the hours of 5 and 9 than I can all day long. Because when the phones start ringing, I can't get anything done.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. And everybody wants to visit with you when they come to the restaurant.
And you got to, because it's politics and
it's part of
it's your customer base.
It's part of the thing.
If you want to have good customer service, you want people to come back. It's what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not a number at BBQ and Cresson. You're a customer.
Yes. And we'll treat you just as bad as we do our family.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when you pull in there and take up the whole parking lot with a trailer load
full of hay.
Yeah, trailer load of hay. I think
I'm overloaded? Yeah, I think so.
I think I blocked your parking lots. I think I remember you sticking and looking at me because the first time I met you, but I think I was blocking the whole thing there.
All the parking, I got like 19 parking spaces over there.
Yeah. My dad used to say, just pull up in a place like you own it.
That's it. That's it. You did. You did.
So you're backing people. I want people to go see, because I know you're backing Cresson. And what's been the response? People love it, right?
Oh, yeah. I've had last Thursday and Friday, I had more people. This is really bad. I had more people from Fort Worth eat with me last Thursday and Friday than I had pretty much the entire month of June in Fort Worth.
Isn't that crazy?
So, yeah. Yeah.
But okay, when we say Crescent, let me get this straight. When we say Crescent, it's really just kind of like East Fort Worth. Or South Fort Worth.
South Fort Worth.
South Fort Worth.
It's like 17. It's 17 miles from. From
it's a snack. It's a light snack.
Yeah.
And you go 70. What's that road? 75. Speed limit on that road from Fort Worth to.
Yeah, as long as DPS is there.
Yeah.
And they usually are.
Well, I usually run about 80, so.
Yeah, so you're good.
Yeah.
But they're putting that new bypass in down through there, which will take a lot of attention off the railroad tracks.
Oh yeah, because it's packed there. Yeah, I didn't know they're doing it. They are putting a bypass there.
Yep.
Is it going to bypass your restaurant?
It's going to. I don't know how they've changed it.
Okay.
It's like one of those hourly things.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they've got one that loops around, goes back, and picks up on Old Granbury Road,
Right.
which is a stone's throw from the restaurant.
Right.
I don't think it's going to affect our business that much.
Yeah.
You know, people have been driving to eat with us for years.
Years.
Plus, we got the racetrack there, and that's like the major thing in the big town of Cresson. Population 762. All depends on who was born, or who moved in or moved out, or you know. So it's I don't think it's gonna be a big thing.
Before I forget it, I always give everybody socks that come on the show. You know, cool socks.
Okay.
And I thought I'd give you these. This beer is awesome.
Yeah, this beer is making me awesome. Yeah, I wear those when I'm dancing for the Miramar Ball.
Yeah.
About 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. You know, you could actually substitute that for whiskey or vodka or whatever, because once you start drinking it, it does make you awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Or at least you think that.
I might have to give these to Catherine. She can't wear socks though. She can't wear anything slick on her feet. She doesn't need any more broken legs.
So you're not doing the only festival you're probably going to do this year. Hopefully, it hadn't been canceled yet. Is the one, the Red Dirt in Tyler.
Red Dirt.
I love that festival.
Red Dirt Barbecue Festival. Red Dirt Barbecue and Music Festival.
Yeah.
And it's always a blast. I mean, we used to close down when we first got invited to the first couple of years. We just shut the restaurant down.
Yeah.
You know, and went. But
I've been there twice, 2 years in a row now because of you, and I just love that. It's just a fantastic. It's not all spread out for 2 miles like we talked about. It's all in that square. It's nice.
Everybody's nice. You
Yeah.
know, nobody I haven't seen anybody get out of hand.
Yeah.
You know, or be stupid.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure the Tyler Police Department's there to.
There's a bunch. I've seen a bunch of them there.
Our best interests.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they missed the festivals. You know, like Smoke Dallas and Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival. They had a little barbecue part we used to do on Sundays. You know, it's not a good thing to have that many pitmasters, even in an outdoor area at one time.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I work with my wife 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But there is some times that you need to
get
out of town. You know, got to go.
Got to go fishing.
Yeah, got to do something.
So website. What's the website people can get to your website?
It's barbecue on the Brazos.
.com, just barbecue on the Brazos.
BBQ on the Brazos.
BBQonthebrazos.com.
Yep.
And you've got all your spices and rubs on there.
Got all that. Got a full menu. You turn it into a catering menu. You order plates, sandwiches, by the pound.
Right.
You can come in and just buy the whole box if you want to.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a short day for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's no stipulations. Some of them got stipulations like you got to order 2 days in advance or this or that. I guess depending on the order.
Well, for the big orders,
Okay.
I like to have 24 hours.
Okay.
You know, because I don't want to be cooking the same amount and then
Have a big whack.
and then somebody just stand in line for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, man, I just sold that all to him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully, when we were there last time, we had to shut down the drive-through on Friday and Saturdays because people were sneaking in the drive-through.
Oh, people standing in line.
And I had people standing in line, and I wasn't going to give this guy 10 pounds of brisket, and this poor guy over here just ordered a sandwich, and he'd been there for 15, 20 minutes, you know. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope everybody comes and see us. We're really happy about being back.
I want everybody to go see you in Cresson. If you're passing through or just make time to go out there, especially on the weekend, you know, go out there and eat on a Friday or Saturday. Gobbler, right?
Gobbler, turkey
I want
sandwich
everybody to try the Gobbler.
with jalapenos.
With jalapenos.
Grilled jalapenos.
Grilled jalapenos. The Gobbler is endorsed by me
Trey Chapman.
as a delicious sandwich.
It will knock your
Socks
socks off.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Well,
I'm telling you.
Hey, it'll make you think you're awesome.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So remember, he has all these rubs, and he also has his sauce. I encourage you, if you're listening and you want to order some stuff online, please do, and they'll ship it out to you. If not, if you're in the store, pick some up. Not only from them, but if you're at your local favorite barbecue store, your pitmaster store, these people need help right now. Everybody needs help. So by doing this, all you're doing is supporting local. So whether it's a sauce or a shirt or a rub or buying something to take to somebody else or eating for yourself, supporting local right now is really important. And like John and I talked about, we probably I don't know anybody who agrees with wearing a mask, but we have to wear a mask. So we need to mask up to support local. Whether you're going in a restaurant, going into a grocery store, whatever you got to do, we want to support local, and we just got to do it. And I hate to say it, but we got to do it, and that's just we got to be part of the solution, not the problem. So
maybe the solution will come sometime in November.
Yeah. It very well might. Yeah, but I'm not political, so I ain't gonna get into that.
There you go. I'm not either. I'm just talking about the time of the year.
I know. Yeah, me too. Yeah, November. November sounds like a good time for virus. The weather
sounds like a good time.
The weather's gonna kill it off. The weather.
I think so.
Same time next week, Friday, 10 a.m. live. TreyChapman.com. See ya. Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of TreyChapman.com. I'm passionate about finding the best food, drinks, and chefs, and sharing it all with you. I should know I have over 5 decades of food experience. Find me on any podcast platform, Facebook Live, or just Google me. Now you can watch and listen to all my great finds every week on my live TV and radio podcast at Trey's Chowdown Live.